25 speakers. First three are Perry Watley, Judas Hicks, Julian Becker. If you would come to the podium in that order. Perry Watley, Whaley, I'm sorry. Judas Hicks, and Julian Becker.
Mr. Mayor, I can provide a 3 minute. 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
It's supposed to be 3.
2 minutes.
Okay, according to the charter, it's 3. With a maximum of 30 minutes for public comment.
Good morning. My name is Perry Whaley. I'm a resident of Napoleon, Stone Mountain, in Stonecrest. I'm here this morning because I want you guys to, I am a national spokesperson for vitiligo. Vitiligo is a skin condition that I have, and seeing that I live in the community, I was hoping that Stonecrest might be, I would say, participating in some of the events that I'm doing here in the community. Last year, time I was doing a 30-city tour, the national spokesperson for my organization, which my office is right here in Stonecrest, called Vitiligo Men in Action. And my purpose today is just to introduce myself to you guys, and hopefully when I do come to the office, maybe you guys will familiar with who I am and support what I'm doing. And that's all I'm here for, kind of get a little support from the community. I've already had sponsors right here in Stonecrest, TGI Friday, Saturday Morning Well, things like that. And once again, I did 30 tour last year on Fox 5, so they aired it, Channel 57, WCOK, and it's a huge movement right now, and we're just trying to save some lives and help people live a productive and effective life. Just like this morning, I was walking this morning, there was a young lady out there with her life, started crying because she's not as comfortable with it as I am. And that's what I'm doing, advocating, going around the country. We have a conference in Washington, D.C. Next year it's going to be in Boston. Also, Congressman Keith Johnson is a supporter of vitiligo as well. He's got a bill in the Congress right now, to subcommittee to make October 17th observing month for vitiligo. So this morning, we're just here to share my experience with you guys. I hope that when I do come to your office, you say, I know this guy, and I'm going to help him and save some lives, okay? Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, my name is Judith Marie Hicks. I am a resident of Stonecrest. My address is 3911 Greenville Drive, Stonecrest, Georgia, 30038. I'm a taxpayer, property owner, Bernie, voting member of our new city. I'm here to speak on behalf of my neighbors and fellow members of the city of Stonecrest. The citizens of Stonecrest, representing all 5 districts, oppose the salary increase for the mayor and for all council members. And we implore our city council members to act in the highest regard to your elected office, serving as the appointed voice of your district's constituents, and to vote down Amendment 5. The people of Stonecrest strongly oppose the salary increases outlined in Amendment 5, which proposes the annual salary of the mayor to $85,000 from $20,000, amending the first section of Section 2.07 of Article 2 of the Charter, compensation and expenses, and it is amended as follows. Commencing January 1st, 2018, the annual salary of the mayor shall be $85,000, and the annual salary for each council member shall be $15,000, 231670-1. Most urgently, we implore our elected representatives to exercise ethics and morality, serving their districts, their district members in the capacity we entrusted them to serve, extolling instead of ignoring the voice of the people who elected you, and vote down Amendment 5. We elected wise, professional, intelligent council members who promise to exercise care, caution, and sound judgment to make decisions in line with the will and best interests of the people of our new and growing city of Stonecrest, believing that our leadership will vote down any and all proposals that opportune mismanagement or misuse of taxpayer dollars. The role of the mayor and council is to make and create policy to ensure our city delivers services to constituents in a fast and efficient manner to enhance quality of life. The mayor and council's role is not to run the day-to-day city operations. As delineated in the Stonecrest City Charter, the city manager shall be the chief administrative officer of government of the city and shall devote all of his or her working time and attention to the affairs of the city and shall be supervised and guided by the mayor and city council. Stonecrest has a 4-year, $16 million contract with a consulting company to run the city's daily operations so that our council members may serve as civil servants we elected them to be. The mayor and other elected council members knew and agreed to the terms, including salary of their position when they ran for and were sworn into office. There is a specific list of what the mayor will do with his time to explain full-time position. If he can give us a specific list of what he will do with his time to explain why a full-time position and almost a 400% salary increase is necessary, then the people of Stonecrest will be happy to read and reassess. However, at this juncture, salary increases are entirely inappropriate in the infancy of our city's existence, while City Hall is housed in Strayer University, and our infrastructure is struggling to hold on until SPLOST programs can begin the rebuild that we need. Thank you.
Amen.
I'm going to ask you to refrain from that, please.
Julian Jack Twerk, Denise Hayes, and Dave Martin.
I'm Dr. Julian Washington. I've been living in Stonecrest for the past 6 years. My family and I enjoy it. We have many circles. We look forward to it. I founded a member organization, one which is called the Stonecrest Education Fund. I'm invested into the name of Stonecrest. I do not want to tell them more than this. When the formation of the city of Stonecrest began, I gave this place and I largely encouraged formation of Stonecrest. I voted for the city of Stonecrest. My family voted for the city. What we did not vote for is what you're not supposed to. $85,000 a year. If that is the case, I would rather go into the county city. I would rather go into the city. And I would be one of those people who told me it was a wrong thing to do. Everything they told me is true. I regret what I've done. I'm afraid that the name Stonecrest is now being dragged in the mud. Please do not do this. If you have anything to talk about, take this to the people. Let them vote as to whether or not they want to have this kind of salary increase. If you don't do that, then as far as we're concerned, it's like walking on the street. You know, someone sits a gun in our back and says, "Pretty one." Please, take this to the people. Do not make decisions on your own. Thank you.
I'm going to ask that you silence your phone so it doesn't interrupt the speaker. Please.
I moved to city of Stonecrest in 2016, and I'm trying to pursue my career in high voltage and what we and 3 other members. There seems to be no curriculum for building parts in the city of Stonecrest. And here propose that something be put in place, because for many of us, that's our occupation. And I was told that we would have to have storefronts or of business to own and operate a business called hot dog business. And I'm just asking that something be put in place, where we can be able to get, permit, licenses, or whatever the criteria that you ask in order to do this. Thank you.
Mayor, if I could ask, those who speak, the microphone is on, but please speak into the microphone so everyone can hear your comments.
Name Marcus, Fayetteville Field.
Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for being here. I'm Dave Marcus. I live at 6501 Rockland Road in District 5. I've lived here since 1991. Stonecrest was created to be better than DeKalb and serve its residents. Its residents better than DeKalb serve us. That is what you told us would happen. Enough of us believe you that we have the city of Stonecrest today. I am here to ask you whether you're living up to that promise. The promise of Stonecrest as a place that is an excellent city and a much better place and more responsive in its government than DeKalb. You're voting today on adding several large new departments without telling us why you're leaving so soon, without even a draft budget. In my family, we don't buy things without planning how and when they'll be paid for. If DeKalb added large new departments without a budget, what would you and we say? We'd say no. We'd say let's form a city that's better than DeKalb. Well, we did, and where are we? You're voting today whether to make the mayor the highest paid mayor outside of Atlanta, to add a chief operating officer to do a lot of the work, and you're planning to pay a consultant $3.5 million to manage SLOSS. Yet we heard the mayor needs to be full-time to run the city and manage SLOSS. You're adding an economic development department, which we also heard the city needs to be full-time to do. These don't make a lot of sense to me altogether. If you can't propose to quadruple Michael Furman's pay and to hire other people to do the job at the same time, what would you say? You're voting to change the balance of power between the mayor and council, the balance of power control to the degree that you, council people, can represent us. 151 people on next door answered the poll, whether they're in favor, strongly in favor, or strongly opposed. 83% are strongly opposed to the veto power that the mayor is seeking. 83%. If Michael Thurman asks the DeKalb Commission, he wants more power, he wants veto power, he wants them to have less power, what would you say to those commissioners? We want to be better than DeKalb. What we say DeKalb wanted to make major changes to its government but didn't hold a single public hearing. And scheduled the votes very soon after introducing the measures, scheduled for Thanksgiving week, scheduled for any morning when citizens have to take time off from work, as I did and many other people here, in order to be here to come. You are voting today to change or not change. It's up to you. What you promised us when we campaigned for the city and when we created the city. You're voting yes or no to change the very fabric of the government and of the city, a city that was sold as better than DeKalb. So why? Why do you want Stonecrest to change this way? I don't know what the agenda is or the rush, and I don't think anybody in this audience knows what the agenda is. I'm not here to ask you to vote no on anything. I'm not saying no, although I have opinions. I urge you to allow transparency and a process so that you can represent us.
Thank you, Mark.
Good morning, my name is Faye Cofield. I've been a resident of Stonecrest for 20 years, and I am totally disgusted by what I'm seeing. And I have some problems with a lot of this that's going on. We have a city that was promised one thing, and like the signs of the opposition said, it was all a trick. We are now expected to pay our mayor $85,000 a year. Now, what we need to look at is what the other cities make. I gave each one of you a copy of the Georgia study on what mayors are making. The mayor in Brookhaven makes $16,000. Decatur, $6,400. Dunwood, which we compared ourselves to, $16,000. Johns Creek, 25,000, Peachtree Corners, $9,000. Now, I need to know what you guys are going to do that is so much greater than that. Because the last time I looked, we don't even have a sign out here to let people know they enter Stonecrest. We do not have a zip code, and since we don't have a zip code, we can't be a city. We can't keep using my phone as zip code for our city. Now, it might seem fair to you that the mayor gets $85,000, but I'm like this. I travel, and I look at what does it take for a mayor to run a city. And to say that he's going to get $85,000, you got to show me something. Each one of you, when you ran, you promised that you had people that were ready, willing, and able to hit the ground running and bring businesses here. So far, the only business I've seen has been a Bojangles and a Fletcher. Now, the things that Mr. Allen is building, those are private businesses that aren't going to impact us. So here's what I've got to say. If you are dissatisfied with the salary, the job, the responsibilities, you need to resign. Every day, we have Congress people, federal people who leave their job. We've had congressmen that have resigned mid-season. We've had senators that have resigned mid-season. We've had other people resign mid-season. You signed up for a job. This city is less than a year old, and you got the nerve to fix your face, to come back and to ask for a raise. You're wrong. You know you're wrong. And I will end up by saying this. If you are a taxpayer and you ask that kind of money when you know that people here can't afford it. You knew the splash was coming, that's why you want this splash money so you can increase the salaries and benefit your paper. But don't forget, some of you are coming up for election and we will remember this. Don't forget, we got a recall section in our Constitution. And don't forget, we ain't playing. There were Richard Lou, Michelle Emmanuel, and Joel Tupelo.
Good morning and happy Thanksgiving to all. I want to first say that I was not for the city of Stonecrest and voted against it because I was afraid of what was going to come to pass later on. And as I see today, like exactly my reverse nightmares are coming through based on the change of leadership. As I saw when I was reviewing the charter amendment, I saw that mayor had a veto on all legislation. I disagree with this dictatorship system. Let's stick to the democratic system. All council members should be able to vote. The mayor appoints city manager, attorney, and city clerk. I disagree with this again. The council members represent the people and should vote for best qualified candidates. All other appointments are made by the mayor. Majority vote of council members so that everyone's work is done on qualifications and experience. I disagree on the mayor's being full-time. I do not see what change is doing based on his actions right now. I also saw about the 85,000 increase. Compared to the city of Smyrna, the mayor there makes $25,000. And there's a millage cap that wants to be changed to 3.35. I think we should go ahead and leave the charter as it remains. And that's all I have to say today. Thank you.
Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving. My name is Michelle Emmanuel. I live at 3433 Lions Gate Court. I was one of the members of the Governor's Commission for the city of Stonecrest. And although I'm a believer in democracy, we all have our opinions. So I'm not sure that everyone knew in the initial charter, the mayor and council positions were not part-time. They were changed by the legislature at the last minute, and they were based on these other cities that everyone's bringing up, that number one, they had more money, they had more commercial revenue coming to them, so therefore those mayors and council people could be part-time. So And, you know, Stonecrest is a city on the rise. We have momentum, and companies all over the U.S. know who we are based on an innovative idea on how to bring Amazon's HQ2 to our area. We're building a brand which costs time and money. As a business person, if you want to build your brand, you have to pay consultants to do that. And trust me, it's more than $85,000 or the $15,000 that the council members may be receiving. Our mayor and council have given both time and money, and they should be fairly compensated. We're progressive, and there are others who want us to slow down or stop so they can decide whether they think progress is good for them or not. I believe in progress and moving forward. Changes to the charter that reflect positively on our city is a good thing. We must also protect our most vulnerable citizens so they can enjoy the benefits that progress will bring to our area. Those are the people that are living on a fixed income. And regardless of the taxes and revenue, everybody's subject to those increases. We need to have some kind of amendment so that these people are not negatively impacted because they were there before we became Stonecrest. To our elected officials, you have a hard job. Please note there are more of us that are for you than against you. Throughout history, there have always been those who rail against progress. If you do not have opposition, you're not doing your job. And a quote that I live by, we must never lose our sense of urgency in making improvements. We must never settle for good enough because good is the enemy of great. I think we can be great. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Joel Thibodeau. I live at 5428 Savoy Chase Crossing here in Stonecrest. I'm also the chair emeritus of the Governor's Commission on the City of Stonecrest. Almost 6 months ago, in delivering our Governor's Commission report, I recommended that the mayor's position be designated as and compensated as full-time. This is not Dunwoody or other cities in the DeKalb. This city's infrastructure must be built from the ground up. Unlike Dunwoody, and to some extent Brookhaven, Stonecrest was not pre-built by DeKalb County. In fact, it was because of this relative neglect and indifference to our development that we endeavored to become a city in the first place, understanding that we need to do this work ourselves. Therefore, in this case, a mayor of Stonecrest must do more than simply take over administration of work already done, systems already in place, and infrastructure already built. This mayorship requires executive talent with a full-time commitment. Comparisons to other cities and what per capita income is in those cities is largely irrelevant. So now, when it comes to compensation, what are we really asking for when we demand that public servants make little or nothing for full-time commitment of their time and energy? When we say that we want people to commit all of the time, energy, and talent necessary to do a job, but refuse to acknowledge that the job requires no less than all of their available time, and then refuse to reasonably compensate them according to what is required to effectively do the job, then what are we really asking for? In my opinion, what you will eventually wind up with is a small group of types of people. The wealthy, who can afford to give away uncompensated time, but rarely understand the struggles and needs of everyday people. Just look at the latest federal tax proposal, as far as that's concerned. Are people already of a mindset to make side deals and to sell out to lobbyists and campaign contributors because that's who pays their mortgage and that's who keeps their kids in school? Just look at the real corruption cases that are already out there. Or what about those who will walk in ready to do the job and make the sacrifice, but can't sustain it because the demand is too much? And then still others who choose just not to endeavor to do the job and make the sacrifice at all because the cost is too high. What this proposal considers is to provide a reasonable living wage to a position that demands a full-time commitment of executive level talent. Legislators are different, they can be part-time. Legislators study the issues, the legislation on the table, they deliberate and they vote. All their energy spent on public engagement is at their own discretion. We need this salary as a deterrent to corruption. I ask that you support it and changes in the charter. Thank you.
Major Sattler, Harold Smith, Darrell Taylor.
Morning. Major Stopper, Everton Road, in Stonecrest for almost 20 years. What concerns me is not so much the salary. What concerns me is the expansion of government. This government has been in existence for years. And now you want to come change the charter and the organization and the expenses associated with it. I look at this government as the government of human beings. First, a child was crawled for the walk for the run. This government will go from crawling, barely crawling, to a full jack. I suspect we put a lot of waste in the staff and various functions and services before we get the administrative apparatus that and management system to operate. And given that it's been less than a year, I already want to change the charter. That causes me to suspect the motivation and objectives of the government in and of itself. Yes, government needs to grow, but it needs to grow slowly. Plus, we already have the private firms who have to run the nuts and bolts of every operation. So I suggest that before you change the charter, that you get the solicit input of citizens to determine which way the government is to go. Now, whether we pay the mayor $85,000, $25,000 for the council member, that doesn't concern me that much. What concerns me is the actual operation of the government. What I was going to do is arrest the criminal, run the water system, put out the fire, and otherwise leave them alone. And they are the fire.
Thank you, sir.
Board Mayor Larry, Council President. Governor Harold Smith. Bill at 5464 Hunter's Code, representing house communities, representing 253 households, residing on anywhere from a half acre to 3 acre lots. Y'all country. Had a high honor and state privilege of attending the last work session. Did stay to its entirety, which was enlightening. Got a lot of chance to get a lot of information, and a chance to see how you guys operate, express yourselves, rationalize, justify your positions. One of the primary reasons I did that is because I had to report back to the board of directors of my association, my community association, at our homeowner association meeting, so that they can understand what was going on, what was going on that, and then communicate back to the citizenry. That's what's happening in our community. Therefore, I would like to just give you what the reaction was when I provided the information that I learned in that meeting. With regard to raising the mayor's salary to $85,000, well, they did not approve that. They figured that you're only here 6 months. Been there for 6 months, that's 125% hike in the salary. They felt that it was unheard of. Reiterating what was provided. Other cities in Metro Atlanta are similar or higher population when it comes to that. Now, you do understand that you were established as a part-time, now you're going to a full-time position. They still didn't agree with 85, maybe some less than that, but not that. Having a hard time also digesting, or having a hard time digesting the argument of full-time mayor when you're already paying CH2. Which goes with the city manager, senior management, and associated staff, $10 to $16 million, including the economic development grant. I reiterate what I was expressing, what was expressed to me. They find it hard to justify a chief operating officer reporting directly to the mayor to manage public safety and public works when you have a $16 million city manager and additional layers of bureaucracy expense. They figure at that price, you should have the talent, the need to run the operation. Mayor of Atlanta, this is comparison, Mayor of Atlanta's full-time, salary approximately $84,000. But then he has a calculation of $473,000.
Thank you, Smith. Thank you.
Darrell Taylor, Bernard Knight, Barbara Lee.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Darrell Taylor. I'm 3697 City. I have more of a statement also on the board, and it's to the mayor and the council. My concern is twofold. I think a lot of the constituents are focused on the line. And I say that because I believe that the mayor and the council has failed us for us communicating on the what. If you can explain the what, you eliminate the why. I'm not convinced that $85 is enough. That's not even an issue for me. It could be $100 if you can explain the what. And so what I'm hearing here is I don't understand the what. We need to find a common ground, find a common message, and everybody needs to evangelize the what. And we can eliminate a lot of noise that we're hearing because everybody is stuck on the why. And most people are stuck on the why as, why $85,000? And my role, my job is evaluation time. That's the time you need to brag on yourself. Because the stuff you did in the beginning of the year, I forgot. So there's a time to brag on yourself. I haven't heard this council or this mayor brag on themselves. I don't have a problem with bragging on yourself, explaining the what, explain the vision of what you want the city to be, and many of the constituents will understand the law. So that's my challenge. My challenge is to improve the communication. Improve the communications of all constituents. I don't need to hear a different story from a different councilor. I need to hear a consistent message. I talked to the communication director this morning about how do we evangelize the message for Stonecrest. So it doesn't matter if somebody misquotes something here, we got the same message. We go back to the website to some common ground. There's too many opinions, and most of those opinions are driven on the why. And that why is because I'm there and $85,000. Not a whole lot of money if you think about it, but it's a whole lot of money if you can't explain the what. So that if I'm not off and I can't make the meetings, if it's recorded, I understand what. I don't have to rely on my neighbors, my councilmen. I have a resource where I can understand the what. In misquote, I go back to the what. The what stays the same. It's the gospel. The gospel doesn't change. So create a gospel, create the message, and so that we can all go back to the source. And that's why I ask our mayor and the council. I'm not opposed or against, but I need to understand the what. And I think if you do a better job of explaining the what, you eliminate all the whys that you're hearing today. Create the vision, make it plain. Share the vision. The vision don't change, baby. It stays the same.
I'm also a member of the community improvement district, which is Stonecrest. I have been privileged to have given some minor support to help create the city. And worked with the mayor and his supporters for 4 years. I can tell you that the driving idea behind the charter of the city was that we would have a strong mayor. And I think a necessary correlate with that is that we do it full-time. The county commission, unfortunately, allowed our area, our businesses, the mall, the industrial area, the commercial, to stagnate. I'll start on a spiral down. This combination of difference and less. We have a long, long ways to go. Now, we need a strong mayor. We need a mayor who is full-time, somebody who knows the city. And I'm not talking about just locally in that area. I'm not talking about state. I'm talking about nationally and internationally. You cannot do two things at the same time. You cannot do a job like that at the same time as you hold out a full-time job. Somewhere, you have to do one or the other. We have heard a lot of those full figures prepare us to Bill Hager, John Wood, Laura, we have none of them. This city was not established to be like any other city. This city was established to become a powerhouse for residents, a powerhouse for businesses, to grow and become a national network, and do various things, including that, and most of the mayor has already said this on that path. I can tell you that I would doubt if you could find a single business that is certainly the government part that would oppose the idea of a full-time mayor, or what really is a very modest salary. I would like to say that I agree totally with Michelle Manuel and her statement today, and of course with Joe Thibodeau. In fact, they both expressed it a lot better than I possibly could. We need a full-time mayor, and actually I want to emphasize this is not about Mayor Jason Manuel. This is not about one person. God forbid you became ill, not to believe his strength, we could have a different mayor. We could have a different mayor after the next election, after the next elections. But the point is, regardless of whoever is in that position, you need a full-time mayor who is good at that himself. Thank you.
Good morning, Mayor Larry and council members. I am Barbara Lee, resident 30 years at 3507 Hunts Place Drive, Stonecrest, Georgia. I am here today to speak about some of the possible changes being recommended for the new charter. First of all, I agree with the original charter. The original charter called for a full-time mayor at salary of $75,000. Now, I have been here in Stonecrest for 30 years, but I have not been here sitting home and doing everything else. I have been involved in this community. And if you are involved in your community, then you will not be sitting here wondering why the mayor needs $85,000 a year. It is a commitment of the time. I see these people all the time running from meeting to meeting. How many of you have asked them to attend numerous homeowners association meetings and other meetings that you're having at your church and other places? They have families. They pay the same thing for gasoline that we pay. They pay the same thing for grocery that we pay. Could you live on $20,000? Because you don't have enough time to run this city and work another job. And this is foolishness. We are here because nobody has cared enough about our community in the past. Nobody. Not even our commissioners. reporting account of the city because our commissioners don't care about us. They have not done anything in this area of the county. Not our state representatives. They don't care. They don't even bother to show up. Not even our governor. So, we have Stonecrest as our city. That we as local people can run our city. And we can't do it sitting home and not being engaged and involved. Now, my recommendation for salary is to go back to the original charter of $75,000 for a full-time mayor. We don't have the infrastructure in place here. We don't have the surrounding businesses that Dunwoody inherited when they became a city. We don't have any of the infrastructure. We have to Thank you so much.
Excuse me a second. You all can be rude to me if you like, but I'm not talking. Because nobody's cheering and jumping up and down when you go over your minute or 3 minutes. That is not right. Whether you agree with this woman or anybody else that comes up in here, don't do that. I'm the one with the gavel. I'm the one that tells her it's time, and I did. We don't need this cow call. So if you're upset, leave. Let the people have their say. Everybody gets their say.
Seems like I got cut off.
Fairness. Fairness.
Or be time responsible. Sean Jones, up next, please.
Sean Jones, Alicia Edwards, and Al Franklin.
Board City Council, my name is Sean Jones. I'm at 3027 Farron Hill. First, let me say thank you for your public service. This level of citizen engagement is what the founders of this city had hoped to see. This first elected government is also part of the very same vision. So we have a new city and engaged citizens. But now what? Quite frankly, the work of building our new city is nowhere near complete. For taxpayers, there are many expectations yet to be met. The business of government is a full-time commitment, but Stonecrest is a part-time paid government working for citizens with full-time expectations. To those opposed of any pay raise, ask yourself, how many of you here today would be willing to work full-time for $20,000, or $15,000, or $10,000? How many hands would be raised? And how much public service and time would you personally be willing to sacrifice from your main source of income? And so a new city poised for growth, running with just part-time leadership under full-time expectation isn't going to cut it long term. Keeping government salaries competitive helps attract a healthy pool of candidates vital to this city's growth now and into the future. Upon reading the 27 municipal wage and salary survey for elected officials, which many of you have probably read, it is evident that the pay for mayors and council members vary widely among Georgia cities with the same population of Stonecrest. I think the salaries of other cities and other city governments of similar size should definitely be considered, but due to inexplicable inconsistencies in pay, it is arguably as if this should be held, as if this should be held as a final measuring stick. There's likely not one city government listed in that report whose public officials would say no to a pay raise if offered. Some on councils view the job as community service, while others have lobbied for higher salaries despite this being a sensitive topic. But asking for a pay raise isn't new for anyone. No one on stage has a criminal record. Yet some folks have criminalized our first elected government simply for proposing a pay raise. Did someone ever call you a crook for asking for a raise? I will close by saying this. They work for us. They're not crooks. They are part-time paid employees burdened with the responsibility of our full-time expectations. And
and one could argue, but they knew the job and they paid when they took the job. And that's a valid point. But U.S. citizens also knew what the job paid when they were elected, and yet you continue to have full-time expectations from a part-time paid group of council and mayor. If the proposed salary isn't acceptable to you, decide what is acceptable, but decide realistically. As a business owner, I can tell you part-time or an adequate pay from an expectation of full-time performance often leads full-time disappointing results. Again, I thank you for your service and thank you for your time.
My name is Felicia Edwards, and I live at 3743 Brownfield, Terry Road, in Stonecrest, Georgia. I think most of the comments, a lot of comments have been made that I really agree with. I want the best for this new city, even though I didn't vote for it. I now feel like we all should come together and try and make it the best that we can. I definitely agree that the mayor should have veto power over the council member. Too much power in one hand. I don't think it's something that we need to even start out with. And I am so disappointed that public comment meetings are being held when people at work. They cannot hear it. And I would also like to say that Sam County, I've been here for 20 years, I'm from Georgia, from South Georgia. When I came up here, I saw so much things going on in the Camp County that just hurt my heart. And I think all of you, that you've been around for like 2 years, you've seen a lot. We don't want to see that happen. We can do better. We have to. Thank you.
Hello everyone, Al Franklin, Lithonia is my area. Some of you all may know me, some of you may not. I have been inside the city of Lithonia, city council. I've been elected 3 times there, so Mayor Pro Tem. I presently chair our local downtown development authority, where we've been very active. Some of you all may have come over to meetings and wind down, and we have a lot of fun. But you all have a very serious topic in regards to the mayor's salary. Just my opinion, and I empathize on both sides of the equation because I've seen it. In regards to people having to make a tough decision. I'll give you an example of, in the inside city of Lithonia for a very long time, we operated without a city administrator. And we had a challenge at one point of people making the decision or wanting, or citizens seeing that it was necessary. Today I can tell you it's absolutely the best decision that the city has made. And they were just looking at it from the standpoint of the salary. At that time we were talking about a salary between $40,000 and $45,000. And to our budget, right, just over $1 million, that seemed like a lot. But the benefit, that the value that we got out of that and bringing the city administrator on certainly outweighed what we were looking at, what we were actually saving. And another decision for the council, just from a wisdom standpoint, sometimes you have to make tough decisions. I can give you an example right now. If you all go to the city of Lithonia, we have the Granite Crossings apartment complex that's going up. I didn't really agree with it as a council person because it was primarily dealing with low income. And I felt like that particular location needs to be a regular market rate apartment complex. Well, it's low income, but it is absolutely the best thing that we have that looks good in our city right now, bringing that complex into the city. So even if you stand on the equation of saying, no, I don't feel like, I should do it, but I made a voting decision to agree to bring that complex in. So you can weigh and make changes in regards to your decision, but ultimately, as far as the salary, no one inside the city authority right now says, I can't believe that we paid that city administrator $40,000, $45,000. No one's really concerned about that. What we're looking at is the benefit that we're getting out of making that change. So don't be fearful of making that change. I think it's a strong decision. You want to set a strong foundation in regards to dealing with the salary. And so what? If other cities have 20, 30, whatever, you be different. You set your own. You're African Americans primarily in this audience. You be the leaders of your community. So I challenge you in a different way to look at it from a different stance, a different point of view. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Daniel Kelly, Linda Hall, and Doris Johnson. Dan Kelly, Linda Hall, Doris Johnson.
Kelly, I'm a resident of Stonecrest. I've lived here all my life. I was born and raised in the city, the business community. I see our mayor do it full-time in the city. The old adage, do what you pay for. You can't break that rule. And therefore, we support the mayor's raise. The only thing I say is that in less than 6 months, the mayor's accomplished more both in the city and Decatur County in the last 10 years.
Right.
And, we want to keep on going. I don't want them to be having to go down to Arizona and bust tables and pay for this. Thank you. I want to promote this city. We're tearing down the hotel. We've got all kinds of exposure. The mayor will be up for re-election in a couple of years. He hadn't earned his pay. We'll have to vote in. But it keeps going like it's going. We'll burn that and should burn more. That's our opinion.
My name is Linda Hall, and I live at 4483 Lions Head Circle in Lockwood. I've been here in Stonecrest for over 30 years. And first of all, I would like to thank Mr. Larry for all of his hard work he has already done for us here in DeKalb County. Thank him for having the vision to give us Lithonia Amphitheater. Jason gave us our first Jazz and Blues Festival ever here in DeKalb County. And because of Jason, we now have Wind Down Wednesdays here in this area. That's Jason, not Deborah the mayor of Lithonia, because he put Lithonia Amphitheater here for us here in DeKalb County. Most fun I've ever had in my life there. I thank God that Jason has a vision to create the city of Stonecrest. If you notice, it always appeared that most of our tax dollars were always going to North DeKalb. The expressway entrances here in South DeKalb have always been kept. The expressway entrances here in South DeKalb have never been kept up and maintained like in North DeKalb. For many, many years, this part of South DeKalb was always rated between number 1 and number 2 for upper middle class black people. It has always been between Prince George, Maryland, or South DeKalb. Stonecrest is the largest city here in DeKalb County, but not only do we want to say black, we want to be more diverse. We want to be appealing to everyone, not just to black people. Jason had a vision when he created the city of Stonecrest. He knew that we could take our own tax dollars and grow our own city. We could be able to beautify our own expressways, grow our own economy, and by having a new city that would qualify us for a lot of grant money. The plan is to bring jobs here to our new city so we don't have to commute across the other side of town to have good paying jobs. Also, the Jason Larry had the tenacity to go after Amazon headquarters. Who else other than Jason would have the tenacity to do that? Please be patient because a lot of good things are coming our way. I believe in Jason. Jason put a lot of time in getting this new city for many, many years, and this I do know. I know he raised over $30,000 twice with a lot of money coming out of his own pocket for the studies that were required for us to become a new city. I did research on salaries of other full-time mayors and CEOs in Metro Atlanta, and $85,000 is less than any of them are paid. You say after 7 months that it's not acceptable for pay raise. I just want you to stop and think for a moment. Not giving him a raise, we are paying him for the full-time job and hard work he has already done. Okay.
Charles Johnson, Roberta Porter.
Good morning, Mayor and Councilpersons. My name is Doris Johnson. I currently serve as president of the Hunter's Community Homeowners Association. We are 3 communities, Hunter's Pace, Chase, and Hill, representing over 253 households with multiple members in the household. But I stand here today because of the proposals that have been put before the council and as expressed during our board meetings and with our homeowners members, that I'm here to state to you that overwhelmingly I've received a lot of calls, we've had emails and communications, and we don't, I want to jump back just to say I'm troubled by the tone of this meeting and what's coming from our elected officials and from some of the speakers, so I'm hoping we can agree to disagree to allow people to express themselves and not take that personally or as something. So we're talking about government and the operation of a city that some of us voted for, some of us did. But the fact of the matter is, this is what we have, city of Stonecrest, and we all want to be included in the part of deciding what goes on. So what I'm asking in regards to the proposal for the salary increase, for the charter changes and everything else, and what I'm hearing from our association members, the majority of, is that this is a little early in the game without the communities knowing the particulars of what's involved here. I think one young man said communication. So what I'm asking, not so much, the salary amount and all of that, the charter changes, those are issues, but I think that what we're missing and what needs to be addressed is what this is going to do, what these changes will mean in the long run. What the charter was initially is one thing, but what was approved is what stands right now. And the salaries that are there. What I'm saying to you is, and I know you're working hard, I don't doubt that, but this is a year in. Let's take this some time and assess where we're trying to go and why we're trying to go there. And the other key thing is how we're going to pay for this. We've got a $16 million contract with the management company. Let them manage for it. I'm not against growth and salaries and all of that stuff, because I've been a public servant all my life, worked for the government all my life. And I know it's necessary. But what I'm saying to you is, let's table these proposals for the charter changes and the salary increases, the new positions of the COO. And what I'm saying is, let's get all of these people speaking here, giving you names, addresses, emails, telephone numbers and stuff. Get these people in a room together. Let's sit down and analyze and decide how this is going to work. Take these concerns into account and let us collectively and strategically plan where this city is going. We got your back, we'll be here. So don't let this become something personal and outside of what's good for the city. So I ask you again, table these proposals today. Do not vote on them, please. And let us hear them. Thank you.
Roberta Prosser, Malika Wells, Lucretia Ramsey, Ridge Road, Stonecrest, Georgia, 30038, District. I'm a retired project manager. I'm on a fixed income, and I'm not opposed to growth. I actually love the fact that we reached out to Amazon. Even if we're not ready yet, at least we reached out. But as a project manager, and this may already be there, I just haven't seen it. Let's see the plan. Let's see what we're trying to do, where we're trying to go. I'm not opposed to paying our mayor whatever that will, if he is going to continue to do it to move us forward. I'm not opposed to the council men and women getting raises. I just want to see a plan. Where are we going? What are we doing? How are we spending the money? I didn't vote for the city because I was afraid that I would have to take more time out of my day to fight more politicians. However, that being said, I want to see the city succeed. I do. I like the gentleman that said, tell me the information. If I had the information, I wouldn't even stand here and say, oh, okay. This is what's happening. This is where we're going. This is the budget. I'm on a budget. This is how we're going to pay for this. I just voted for a tax raise. I might vote for another tax raise to support us where we're trying to go. But I need the information. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Lucretia Ramsey. I reside at 5751 Hunter Street, Fort Worth, Georgia. Been in Stonecrest since '98. I come here as a private citizen. I think government is for the people, by the people. When Stonecrest was proposed, I really didn't buy it. I was against it. I was concerned about tax increase. But when the city was created, I bought in. I see the vision, and I can mirror, Mary, you've done some great things, and I think more to come, and I see the things that are going. But as a business owner, you have to have a budget. You have to have a vision. I'm not clear as far as at this time, with the city only 7 months, why do we need a full-time there? I do feel like we do need to increase you. We do a lot of your there and stuff. But I think it needs to be a collaborative effort by the people, with the councilman and the mayor. Let's have a discussion. Let's talk about it before we do a lot of changes that we're not sure, like the gentleman said. I don't understand the why. If I was clear and I understand why, not just one thing, what will it do? What is the difference? And I'm concerned about tax increase. So at this time, I don't see the vision, and I don't think that it's something that the charter needs to be changed, and that we need an increase, because still, regardless that it's done, money, broken, whatever, we still, even though Stonecrest is different, and we've got a big vision, we still got to look at what these other cities are paying mayors. You can't just triple our land without a plan. So I can buy in. So I'm really not, I'm looking for at this time. Thank you.
Like the whales, tell me.
I've been a resident of Stonecrest since April of this year, about 100 year, in Hunter's Chase. I've been listening to my neighbors. I've been listening to the first meeting I'm able to make. I've been reading on next door at my own risk. I understand. What I am hearing from lots of different places is a desire, I think, to wait. I heard a lot of reasonable people speaking to me. And it sounds to me that it would be worthy to table a vote at this time and invest more into communicating with your constituents. Thank you.
Tell Lindley and
Me? 10-1? Oh, I didn't, oh, okay, great. Wow. I didn't know I was going to speak, so I guess I'll say a few things.
So you put your, you didn't sign this form?
Yeah, I did, but let me speak. I'm here now, okay? Signature. What I have to say is more important than what a little signature. It seems to me, and I'll try to be brief, there's a lot of things going on, but it seems to me we're putting the horse before the cart. We don't know what y'all are going to do. I don't object to paying people more money for a job they're going to perform, but I need to know what they're trying to accomplish. I have to say, I haven't been following this very closely, but it seems to me if you're going to hire an outside agency to manage the, manage the city to some degree, then we're getting a plethora of bureaucrats involved where you don't need to be involved. I'm not too concerned about, I think we're putting too much emphasis on this salary thing. You get what you pay for. The salary is not important. What's important is what are you going to do? How do you justify the salary? I think the best thing would be to table this for 6 months or something. You'll create an awful lot less animosity. It seems to me that most of the speakers really don't know why you're doing these things. The other thing I object to, and I have to say I'm kind of sloppy in my thinking because I haven't followed this very carefully, but I don't like the idea of the mayor getting too much control. We like the fact that we have elected commissioners to represent our various communities. If the mayor is going to pretty much do what he wants to do and not listen to the commissioners, why do we need the commissioners? I don't have any animosity toward anybody on the board, but we have to remember we are living in a democracy. And the other thing I don't especially like is that we voted for things. I don't really like the way some of these things were done. I'm not objecting to what was done because I don't really understand it. I'll pretend to be stupid because I probably am, but that's not the point. When you're playing football or any other thing, you don't change the rules in the middle of the game, and so the referees don't even know what's going on. I think this is a wonderful place to live. I've lived here since 1974. It's a great community. I think it has a great future. And I think we all have to kind of stick together, so to speak, because the old cliche is we're all in this together. And since you called my name, that's all I have to say.
My name is Pastor Elijah Hill. I'm a resident of Lithonia, and also I have a church here in the Stonecrest area, in the Stonecrest Mall, one of the hotels there that we've started. I just want to say I do appreciate, what I have seen so far. I was very, very excited. I've seen the whole process, really, of the formation of Stonecrest. Very, very excited about Stonecrest, the southern part of the cab, its evolution. I appreciate the council members as well as the mayor, what they've done thus far. It's been a lot of hard work. I've seen the whole progress of kind of the formation, been to a lot of the meetings. And I think there's a bright future, for Stonecrest actually just being a beacon and being able to hopefully be a brand where maybe we have, as caused some of us to be real critical of politicians in the past in DeKalb. I think we need to look in a positive way in general of however we can move forward in a positive way. I think we should look in that direction. One thing that I think is just can be problematic, I think if we get to the place that we don't want to be inclusive and just embrace citizens when they do have ideas and things that they can assist with. So that's just something I want to encourage you all to keep that in mind as we move forward.
Thanks, sir.